Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Fortnite video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about some tips and tricks for Fortnite Battle Royale. I'm going to give you guys my top 5 favorite landing spots in this game for easy loot and to go into easy wins. If you guys could drop a like on this video, let's go for 180 likes, that would be amazing. We're over 90,000 subscribers, so smash a like and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new on that road to 100,000. Let's get right into this. I'm going to be covering spots of all different popularity and stuff like that. First spot right here is going to be these factories, which are located in the middle of the map, sort of between Dusty Depot and Salty Springs. Now, this area I find is a perfect blend of getting good loot, but also not being on the outskirts of the map where you have to run to an area. The best thing about this factory is that there are some of these wooden stacks here, which you always want to farm because they give you about like 60 wood, and there's quite a few chest locations, and you also will run into a couple of enemies here. For the fact is that the battle bus usually is pretty close to this area to drop. As you guys know, if a battle bus is going through the middle, this area and like Salty Springs, Retail Row, Dusty Depot are usually very, very populated. But this is sort of the sleeper pick where if you land at these factories, because there's 3 different factories, while you're landing in, if you look up and look around as you're flying in, as long as you land at one of these buildings where the other people aren't, you'll have a chance at a gun and you should be able to pick up a couple of kills. And the best part about this spot is 100% the rotations. Once you loot up, and you can see here in this video, I probably opened 3 or 4 chests out of this area. Pretty good stuff. I get pretty looted up, but the rotations are amazing. After this, you can either choose to run over to Retail Row and pick the people coming out of there, which if you get those killed, you'll basically get all of their loot, or you can go rotate over towards Dusty Depot or Salty Springs. I'll usually go in the middle of those and sort of look for or wait for fire, as I do in this game. I really think that this spot is not really that much of a secret spot, but I think it is a spot that deserves more love. Now, the only time that this spot can be very, very populated is when the battle bus is literally flying right above it. There will be probably 5 or 6 people going here, but if it is at all a stretch to get to this area, usually it's only 1 to 3. Sometimes you can actually have the whole thing available to yourself, and I find that this is a good spot to land in solos, but probably even better in squads or duos for the fact that it's not too populated and there is quite a bit of loot that you can get to share enough between certain people. As you can see, me coming out of this area with 100 HP, 100 shield, a blue AR, a pump shotgun, and also some minis ready to go, which is very easy and allows me to, I'm ready for this next gunfight. I have materialed up, and I'm able to run out, make the rotation over here, and you'll usually catch a couple of people in this open field. This guy probably came from Dusty Depot. I run up on him and get myself that easy kill. That is the first spot to talk about. I really do like that one. It's a good mix of action, but also safetyness and looting. Next one here is another factory, but this factory is on the outskirts of the map near Flush Factory. So at the very edge of the map, you guys all know where Flush Factory is. This one is going to be right in front of Flush Factory. The reason I like it more than Flush is because it's a little bit closer to the middle of the map. This one usually will be on the line of the first circle. And this one, what I love about it is the insane amount of chests. In this area, there's probably 7 to 8 chests. You can get extremely looted. I've came out of this area with scars multiple times, and depending on the battle bus, when you stretch it here, usually not that many people will go there. I think in this game, quite a few people did come here, but the people that go to this area usually aren't as, good players, I guess you could say, because traditionally the good players will try to land retail, tilted towers, common areas like that. If you land in an area like this, you have the ability to get looted up and play a slow style gameplay, and I can't tell you how many countless wins I've gotten from this area, especially when it was Blitz. When the game mode was Blitz, I would go here every time, get looted up, and move in with the storm. This is a way that you can get yourself a couple of kills and be extremely looted up for the top 50 or top 40 situation and probably have yourself good chances at the wins. If all you're interested is getting good loot and going for wins, I think this would probably be in the top couple of spots for me. I mean, just you guys can see in the gameplay, the amount of chests I'm opening is insane. The amount of shields I'm getting is insane. And this was, of course, back when Blitz was coming in, so the zone did come in quick. But with in a normal solo, you're gonna have a plethora of time to loot. And I really do like this area. It's kind of similar to the factories I showed you guys in the first one, but this is more on the outskirts of the map and also a bigger area, more loot space. Next one here is going to be the shipping docks or the shipping yards, which are between Retail Row and Tomato Town. Now, I'm telling you guys all the locations. These are really easy to find on your map. This one is right between, it's a pretty big area. It's not named, but it's between Retail Row and Tomato Town. Now, this is another area that's good if all you care about is going for wins. This one, as you guys can see in this game, I was the only player to land here, and this was off a bus where it was pretty close to. Good things about this area is there's not too many chests, but there are a bunch of ground gun spawns, and there are a bunch of these wooden stacks, which sound dumb, but these are actually very important and a big priority, because as you can see, farming these gives me the wood I'm needed for when I go out into the open. I'm going to have myself a great chance at winning gunfights because I will have all of the, and look at this, I'm getting 50 wood per stack. I'm already up over 250 wood, and the game literally just started less than a minute ago. There are some chest spots and locations, and there also is basically you just maneuver, go through the shipping yard, and this area I would say usually there will be either 0 to 2 people here. It's very rare if there's more than 2 people that come here. So this one is sort of unique because it's very empty, and you can get yourself a decent loot. You won't get the best of the best loot out of this area, but usually you'll have very decent loot. I mean, look what I have right now. I have 2 shotguns, I have an SMG, I have a med kit, and I have an AR, and I believe I come up and get, as I leave, I always check this spot for a chest, and boom, 50 pots. So pretty good spot there. Those are definitely 3 spots where you can go and get yourself easy, good loot, but not too dangerous to get yourself easy wins. These next 2 spots are the spots that I like to go traditionally for high action, high kills, fun games. This first one here is Tilted Towers. Of course, everyone knows Tilted Towers. Where I think the best landing spot is in Tilted Towers is right here on this H building shape. You can land on the middle of it or check one of these 3 roofs, get a gun, and go up into the middle of this. This is my favorite landing spot in the game for the reason that Tilted Towers, I love it. It's high action, but it also is fairly safe to land on this H. I find that a bunch of people land on the big castle, the Trump Tower, or on the brown apartment building, but look at this. These people are landing late. I already have the gun advantage on them, and then they are screwed. Another thing is if you do get screwed and a guy gets a gun before you on the roof, you can jump down, hit the lower roof, jump down, and actually run away from them. So I do think this is probably not the safest area in Tilted Towers, but it is an area where you can usually come out of here with full shield or a good amount of shield. I mean, look at the amount of 50 pots that I'm finding here, and then I'm able to just take people out in this H area. Usually I'll loot up here, protect this building, and then I'll move over to the castle or the Trump Towers, or, you know, whatever you want to call it. That's the area that I'll move over. This is probably my favorite landing spot in the game, but of course this one, I mean, you can see how many people are around me. This is a squads game, but it's dangerous. It's Tilted Towers. Anywhere in Tilted Towers is going to be dangerous. The thing about Tilted Towers is you want to make sure you can get a gun before you die, and I find that the middle of that H building is definitely my favorite place to go, and definitely the way that I can do it. Cool thing about going to Tilted Towers is I really do think, I don't know if Tilted Towers is going to be removed in the next season. It's sort of a rumor going around. I might make videos talking about that. I'm sure you guys have heard about that rumor by now, but basically Tilted Towers is the place where you're going to get high action, and you're going to, if you survive Tilted, you have a great chance at winning the game because you'll already have a bunch of kills and you already have a bunch of loot. I mean, look, I'm so looted right now. Scar, big pots, mini pots. There you go. Next one, Retail Row. Retail Row, I recommend landing in the residential area over the commercial. I always used to think the commercial was better. It's not. Way more chest locations and way more ground spawns are in this residential. Retail Row and Tilted Towers are the 2 most populated areas on the map. So Retail Row, if you want to land there, I recommend landing on a roof of one of these buildings because usually there is going to be a chest in the attic. Now, as you land on the roof, you can listen and hear if you can hear the chest. If not, I recommend just dropping down. If there's no chest that you hear in that attic, going in the door and looting up there. I think Retail Row is a good spot in the game. Usually I'll go to Retail if, like, you know, for some reason Tilted is too far, or if everyone's dropping Tilted, maybe I want to stretch it to Retail. I think this is a good area, but after Tilted Towers was introduced, this area has sort of, you know, the same population as Tilted, but definitely not as much loot. I do think this is an awesome way to, and I know a lot of people love this spot, that's why I wanted to put it as my number 5 spot here, and the reason that I want to talk about it is land at the residentials, get yourself some guns, and then move into the commercial area. That is 100% the best way to do it, and I find that Retail Row is one of those spots that, of course, if you're in a solo game, those first 3 locations I gave you are absolutely killer, but if you're in a squad game, you can't really go to those shipping yards because you're going to have to split the loot between 4 people, right? So if you're in a squad game, you probably want to stick to Tilted Towers. Maybe sometimes you can go to the factories, Retail Row, Pleasant Park, Greasy Grove. There's a bunch of other spots, but these are, in my personal opinion, my favorite 5 spots to land and the best 5 spots to land for a balance of loot, safety, kills, and easy wins. I definitely think these are good spots to land at. Thing you got to know is I recommend don't land at different spots every single time. Get 3 to 5 spots that you're comfortable in, and that I know all the chest spawns for each of these different spots because I stick to the traditional 5 or 6 locations. If you're dropping a different place every time, there's no chance you're going to learn all the chest locations, all the spawn locations, how people like to play, and that's why I think it really is good to find certain spots, test out each of these 5 spots I gave in this video, and drop there a couple times each, find the one you're most comfortable at, and keep playing out of that location. So thanks for watching, guys. Drop a like in this video, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, smack the like button, and that's about it, guys. Have a great night. I'm out. Peace.